Hey YouTube, what's going on? Malicious Intent coming at you with another deck profile on Cosmos. I'd like to note at the beginning of this video, as you can tell, I only go to tournaments every 2 to 3 weeks. As a result, I haven't decided if I want to yet be a competitive or a casual player. I played this game for 14 years, came back into it recently after a 3-year hiatus. So links were brand new to me. I had to learn that game mechanic, and I just actually really just jumped in to a local tournament not knowing much at all about links. So I learned real fast. Probably took me about a tournament and a half, 6 rounds, to really grasp the idea of links. So, and anyways, I digress. I have yet to decide whether I'm going to be a competitive or a casual player. So I'm still going to bring you Cosmo deck profiles, but as I play more, go to more tournaments, things of that nature, I might decide to invest more money than the 300 or so that I've invested in Cosmos. I'm really interested in Thunder Dragons, but I don't want to get into really invest into that, because who knows what happens 6 months from now when I decide whether or not to invest $500 in a deck, whether it's A, going to be Thunder Dragons, or B, they're going to be hit on the ban list. So, or multiple ban lists, as they've technically just been hit with Brilliant Fusion going to 1 and Gold Star going to 1. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you a 38 card deck. I'm actually trading my collection for 2 Extravagance or purchasing 2 Extravagance. It's a very limited collection. I wouldn't even ask about it in the comments. It's just a full Monarch deck, True Dracos, and about $50 worth of other traders. I've had a few people interested in that offer, but no takers so far. But again, I've only went to 1 tournament and said 2 Extravagance for this binder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this video, 38 cards. Assume there's going to be 39 and 42 Extravagance. I'm not playing 3 because obviously Cosmo Town's going to try and draw some cards and have its effect really limited for the turn I play Extravagant, not being able to mulligan those ships or even pilots to draw new cards. So I don't really want to play 3. So I'm going to stick to 2 Extravagant in Cosmos. Perhaps in the near future, I'll have a different deck, or maybe even a different build that I want to try 3 Extravagance. But for now, I'm going for 2, whether I buy them or trade for them. I also have 5 cards off to the side in this video, and I kind of want your opinion in the comment, if anybody feels like commenting, based on the build without Extravagance, what 2 cards should take their place until I get them. Because I'm going to assume that it's going to take me the next 3 to 4 weeks to decide whether I'm going to buy them or trade for them, or to actually make the deal go down if a trade were to happen for those 2 cards. So I'm going to need 2 cards in there for the 1 to 2 tournaments I'm going in this build, for the 1 to 2 tournaments I'm going to attend before getting these Extravagance. So I'm going to show you the build and then the 5 cards afterwards, and let me know what you think of which 2 cards should fill those 39th and 40th spots. Alright, in this build, again, assuming we're going to have Extravagance within the next month, and by assuming I mean I'm going to buy them regardless, or acquire them regardless, I should say. 1 Eclipser, 3 Dark Destroyer, 1 Forerunner. I know I've said I'd like 2 in the past, but in the last tournament, I felt through all 4 rounds, and I did not top because I went 1 and 3, thanks to a Fossil Dyna hoverboard monster deck. I'm sure all of you watching this know exactly what I'm talking about when I say hoverboard monster. I can't remember the name of it. I could not be bothered right now at 2 in the morning to look up the name of this card, but I got absolutely wrecked by it in the 4th round. And that also helped me see, along with facing a really cool Turbo Infernoid deck and a couple other decks, that Forerunner at 2, although quite useful when you're initially tin canning, I never find myself wanting to call the Haunted that wishing it was another target, even like a straw man, or even wanting to pay the 700 life points to put it back in my hand. And I don't run rank 7s like, oh god, Big Eye, Draco Sack, Harbor. I don't run these cards. I was thinking of running the Harbor. I can't remember what number that is, but he's got a pretty badass effect negating spells. But I decided I would rather buy Topological Bomber, so I just picked one of those up. Bought it on TCG Player, so it's going to come in the mail. Hopefully by next tournament I'll have Topological Bomber, and I can take the very seldom used Psyframe Omega out of my extra deck and replace it with Bomber. But one Forerunner. 2 Slip Rider. And I am recording this 6 beers in on the floor. That's why you're staring at a carpet right now. 1 Dark Lady. Farm Girl. I considered running 2 Strawman, but I'm sticking with 1. But I recently picked up a second one just in case I ever want to run the 2. 3 Tin Can. My favorite from the last video, MVP, and it was still the MVP of this new tournament where I went 1-3 on the night. But Bobaboon, or Bababoon, however you want to say it. And I decided to, in the Extravagant build specifically, main the 2 Ash Blossoms again instead of run them in the side deck. That's it for the monsters, so 3 Kozmo Town, with the 2 Terraforming to search them out. 2 Allure Darkness. Again, 2 is still a very viable option, especially with Bobaboon, adding 3 extra darks to that build, bringing the count of darks up to like 8 or 9. Let me just double check. I'll just count them for you right now. 8 darks. 1 Pot of Duality. I'm not sure if I'm going to take this out and replace it with something else, or run that along with the Extravagance, because it's not like it's a draw effect that will be stopped by the last line of text on Pot of Extravagance. And I found that 1 is actually really handy at times. Even opening, using the 1 to try and get into the tin can if you did not open 1 for 1 or tin can. Speaking of which, the 1 for 1. Reasoning. Scapegoat. And again, there's no tournament report after this video, so once I reveal the 5 cards that I'm considering for the 39th and 49th spots, just going to end it. I also picked up, I should say right now, I know a few of you might say it in the comments or ask in the comments about evenly matched. I actually purchased one a while ago thinking I want to tech one in my main deck, but I'm seeing the power of 3 in a side deck, so when the new reprint set comes out that has Impermanence and Card of Demise in, and obviously evenly matched as well, I'm probably going to drop 80 to 120 bucks on it trying to pull the 2nd and 3rd evenly matched. And if I pull an Impermanence, maybe I'll test it in the build. Emergency Teleport. 2 Caught by the Grave. Very necessary considering all the time hand traps are wrecking my Kozmo effects in the graveyard. 2 Cosmojo. 3 Call the Haunteds. And in the Extravagant build, I'm going to run the 1 Skill Train. That was 38. Now, keeping the side deck and the extra deck in mind, I guess, and Allure Darkness being mained at 2, I'm going to show you the extra deck and the side deck, and then let you decide after the fact, with that knowledge, on which 2 of the 5 I should put in. The rarely used Psyframe Omega, 1 Decode Talker, 1 Borrowload Dragon, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, Proxy Dragon, just in case the leftmost extra monster zone is occupied. Link Spider. Link Karibo. Saryuja Skull Dread. Cyber Dragon Infinity Nova and the Cyber End Dragon should my opponent want to destroy the Nova. Assuming I don't have this room for the fusion in my extra deck, I guess. Still running the Volcasaurus and the Gaia Thunder Charger. I'd like to have better options, but I really don't want to spend the money on Nightmare Phoenix. Sorry, Nightmare Unicorn. 1 Playdays. And my favorite new extra deck card that I bring out almost every game thanks to the Baboon, Phantom Knight Breaksword. Love when it pops that Kozmo Town. And then the side deck. 2 Ghost Stoker Snow Rabbit. 2 Drone Locks. 2 Shared Ride. Pair of Twin Twisters. Just for fun, and because, again, I don't have 3 evenly matched, I'm going to side deck 3 Solemn Strike. I doubt I'm going to side them in, but I like them. And my answer to Thunder Dragons, which actually brings me to Game 3 a lot. 3-Dimension Barrier and the Storming Mirror Force. Apparently a favorite of someone who commented in my last video. And a favorite of mine as well. That Storming Mirror Force, though. So clutch. The 5 cards I will reveal to you. My favorite of the 5 and the one that makes me want to put it in so bad. I don't even care how bad this is. Pinpoint card. I'm not going to get into how much I love that card. And how many times I've special summoned Tin Can off that card in the last week. Gold Sark at the 1. Again, obviously, it's for when Kozmo Town is face up on the field. Hopefully I don't draw before then. That's why I only play 1. The ban list tells me to only play 1. But outside of that, I decided to only play 1. The 1 tournament I played 2. It was awful. I was opening it first hand and without Kozmo Town, using it to bring Terraforming 2 turns later. It was basically useless in this build, in most builds I've had, at 2. But it got hit on the list, so I decided to I decided to play 1 still, even though it got hit. And it was actually far more consistent. I should clarify, I didn't make the choice to take out the second one because I still enjoyed playing it when it went off, but it is really bricky at 2. Don't ever do it if it comes back. Wicked Witch could also be used in that space again. Allure of Darkness. Sword Troopers. Now, Sword Troopers probably not as good a choice because I only run the 1 Dark Lady. It still brings Tin Can, Strawman. It helps with your link plays, Kozmo Sword Troopers into Strawman, into a banished monster. That's 3 pieces already. You can make decent links with just with a single normal summon without having to open up Scapegoat. So I guess it's alright. And Scapegoat's really hard to play in Cosmos anyways. It sits on the field, sometimes gets Twin Twisters, sometimes it just gets targeted because my opponent's afraid of what it might be, because I guess solely because it sits there for 2 turns. Sometimes even a third, rarely into a third, but it sits there. So it's a really slow card in the deck, but I love making the Saryuja Skull Dread. And I make the Saryuja Skull Dread just for fun sometimes, obviously not over winning a duel, but making the Saryuja Skull Dread over a smarter play, just because I enjoy bringing it to the field and what he does for my deck. And finally, a second Strawman. Alright, that's it. I'm sorry the video went so long without a tournament report. 15, probably and a half minutes by the time this is done. But this is now on you people. Write a comment in the comment section. Tell me which two you would use while I wait for Pot of Extravagance. Don't forget to like my video. Subscribe if you really liked my video. Tell our Yu-Gi-Oh friends or other friends that might be interested in Yu-Gi-Oh or interested in what you love to do.